Welcome to the deep dive. So it's mid-2025, and honestly, the tech world is going through a pretty massive shakeup.
Yeah, it really is. We're not just talking, small upgrades here and there.
No, exactly. It feels much bigger, more systemic. It's being driven by, well, all these advancements converging, right? AI, blockchain, robotics.
That's the key word, convergence. It's truly a profound transformation. These technologies aren't just evolving side by side anymore.
They're intertwining.
Exactly. They're actively reshaping entire industries and, frankly, our daily lives in ways we're probably just starting to figure out.
Right. It's like a new operating system being written almost.
Kind of, yeah.
And that's why we're here. We've gathered a whole lot of sources, articles, research notes, and our mission in this deep dive is, well, to pull out the most important bits for you.
Mm-hmm. The key insights.
Yeah, give you that shortcut to being, genuinely well-informed about all this. Get the aha moments without the heavy lifting.
Cut through the noise.
So let's jump right in. First big area, robotics and AI integration. This feels like a huge leap forward.
Definitely.
And the first thing you notice is humanoid robots are really on the rise.
Yeah, they're moving out of the labs.
Totally. From just prototypes to like actual practical uses. You see companies like Tesla with Optimus Gen 2 or South Korea's K Humanoid Alliance. They're pushing this hard.
And these aren't just gimmicks. They're being designed for real tasks.
Right. Things like factory work, complex assembly, even elder care. It's the advanced mobility and dexterity that's striking. They can handle the real world now.
It does make you think, though, about human work, human care, what that relationship looks like.
For sure. Big questions there.
And a lot of that capability comes down to something called physical intelligence.
Okay, physical intelligence. What does that actually mean?
It's AI moving beyond just, processing data in the digital world. It's about understanding and adapting to real-world physics.
So like how things move, how much force to use, that sort of thing.
Precisely. It's not just following code. It's developing an intuition for the physical environment.
Yeah.
How to handle something delicate or navigate a cluttered room.
Right. And that allows for much more complex tasks, I imagine.
Oh, absolutely. Things like really intricate 3D printing or assembling complex machinery where you need that fine motor control and understanding of materials.
Which companies are leading this? You mentioned MIT.
Yeah, research hubs like MIT and companies like Covariant, they're teaching machines to almost, feel the world around them.
Wow. And then you add generative AI-powered robotics into the mix.
And things get even more interesting.
How so? How is generative AI changing robotics specifically?
Well, it's making robots much more intelligent and versatile. Think of ABB's new robots. They can learn and adapt to complex tasks much more efficiently. They're not just executing pre-programmed routines.
So they can figure things out on their own?
To an extent, yes.
Yeah.
They might generate new ways to perform a task or even troubleshoot problems. It's a big step towards more autonomous systems in industry.
Okay, let's maybe unpack that a bit for a second. What does this actually mean for how we interact with machines or even just the spaces around us?
It changes the dynamic, doesn't it? Our expectations shift.
Yeah. Now, if machines are getting this smart and autonomous, that brings up trust, security, all that stuff.
Absolutely critical. Which leads us nicely into the role of blockchain and decentralized technologies.
Right. How does blockchain fit into this picture with AI and robotics?
Well, what's really fascinating here is how blockchain is becoming sort of AI's trust layer.
A trust layer.
Yeah, it provides these secure, transparent frameworks. Think about decentralized governance, managing digital identities securely, or enabling AI analysis while preserving privacy.
Okay, so it provides the verifiable record.
Exactly. Especially crucial in areas like finance or healthcare, where you absolutely need that trust and data integrity. Blockchain can provide the proof, the audit trail for what AI is doing,
Makes sense. And speaking of security, there's the looming threat of quantum computing.
which could break current encryption. Yeah.
So that's where post-quantum cryptography comes in.
Right. It's about developing new types of encryption based on different mathematical problems that even powerful quantum computers won't be able to crack easily. It's future-proofing our data security.
A proactive defense.
Definitely.
And this ties into networks too, right? I saw mentions of blockchain in 6G networks.
Yes, that's another layer. The idea is to build blockchain into the very fabric of next-gen wireless networks, 6G.
Why? What problems does that solve?
It helps tackle challenges like managing network resources efficiently and, crucially, enhancing security in these incredibly complex distributed networks. It makes the whole system more robust and reliable.
So blockchain isn't just for crypto. It's becoming foundational infrastructure.
Precisely. It's a building block for trust and security across many of these emerging technologies, especially AI.
Okay, so we have smarter robots, more trustworthy systems. Let's zoom back out a bit to broader AI innovations. What else is really pushing the envelope?
One major trend is agentic AI.
Agentic AI. Sounds active.
It is. These are AI systems that are pretty autonomous. They don't just respond. They can make decisions, plan multiple steps, take actions to achieve goals, all without constant human oversight.
Like a superpowered digital assistant.
Sort of, but potentially much more capable and proactive. Think about optimizing a global supply chain in real time, or providing customer service that anticipates your needs before you even ask.
We're seeing that deployed already.
Yeah, applications are emerging in complex domains like logistics and advanced customer relationship management.
Okay. Now, training these powerful AIs requires vast amounts of data, which raises privacy concerns.
Big time. And that's where synthetic data comes into play.
Ah, right. Creating artificial data.
Exactly. It's data generated by algorithms that mimics the statistical properties of real-world data, but crucially, it doesn't contain any actual sensitive or personal information.
So you can train AI models without compromising privacy.
That's the goal. And it also helps democratize AI development because you don't necessarily need access to massive proprietary real-world data sets anymore. Smaller teams can innovate too.
That could really level the playing field.
It has the potential to, yeah.
And then there's the AI we see more directly, perhaps generative AI for visual content.
Oh, this is huge. For anyone in creative fields or really anyone who consumes media.
How so?
Well, this tech allows for creating incredibly realistic images, videos, motion graphics, often just from text prompts.
Yeah.
The quality and ease are just skyrocketing.
Yeah, we've all seen examples. It's transforming marketing, advertising, entertainment.
Completely.
Mm.
But it also brings up some deep questions, doesn't it? About authenticity, about what's real, about the future of creative work itself.
Absolutely. Here's where it gets really interesting, maybe a bit unsettling too, for anyone involved in content creation or even just watching stuff online. Imagine the possibilities.
Yeah.
And the potential pitfalls.
Yeah.
But, none of this happens in a vacuum. All these robots, AI agents, blockchain systems, they rely on the underlying connectivity and infrastructure.
You absolutely need that foundation.
Yeah.
We're seeing big strides there too, like with 5G and 6G advancements.
Right. 5G is rolling out now, giving us faster, more reliable connections.
Yes, essential for real-time AI applications, streaming high-res data for robots, things like that. But researchers are already deep into 6G.
And what's the promise of 6G? Even faster speeds.
Much faster, potentially terabits per second. But also deeper integration of AI and even blockchain right into the network's core for enhanced performance, better security, more intelligent network management.
And building the nervous system for all this tech.
That's a good way to put it. And alongside that, you have quantum computing in communication.
Okay, quantum. How does that change communication?
Well, it promises things like ultra-secure data transmission using principles of quantum physics, like quantum key distribution, stuff that's theoretically unhackable by conventional means.
Truly secure communication.
That's the potential. Plus, quantum computers could solve certain complex communication problems, like network optimization, far beyond what classical computers can handle.
So it's not just faster, it's fundamentally different.
It's a different paradigm.
Yeah.
And if you connect this all back, it raises a really important question, I think. How critical is this foundational infrastructure, the 5G, the 6G, the quantum comms, to actually enabling all these other incredible advancements we've been discussing?
It seems absolutely essential, doesn't it? You can't have these sophisticated AI systems or real-time robotics without that high-speed, reliable, secure backbone. They're completely intertwined.
They really define the limits of what's possible.
Which brings us to how different parts of the world are approaching this. Let's look at some global initiatives. How are regions preparing?
Well, you see some really interesting proactive steps.
Like in India, I read about Andhra Pradesh's quantum AI curriculum.
Exactly. The State Council of Higher Education there, APSCHE, they're rolling out specialized courses focusing specifically on quantum computing and AI.
That sounds pretty forward-thinking. What's the goal?
It seems to be a strategic move to position the region as a future global hub for these emerging technologies. They're getting support from top institutes like the IITs, and companies like TCS and IBM are involved too. It's about building the talent pipeline.
Investing in people.
And the ecosystem, yeah.
And then you look at China, which seems to be taking a very different, perhaps more integrated approach with AI and robotics integration.
Yeah, it's quite large scale. They talk about embodied AI, integrating AI directly into physical systems like robots or smart city infrastructure.
So AI isn't just in the cloud, it's in the streets.
In a way, yes.
Yeah.
Cities like Shenzhen are really pushing this. You see drones for delivery, humanoid robots for various tasks, from service roles to public safety patrols. They're embedding these technologies into daily life very actively.
It's like a massive real-world test bed.
And it seems driven by a clear national strategy to integrate AI across society.
So looking at these examples, India focusing on curriculum, China on broad integration, what does this tell us about the global tech race, maybe? How different places are gearing up for this future?
It shows there isn't just one path. Different regions are prioritizing different aspects, education, infrastructure, deployment, based on their own strengths and goals. It suggests the landscape will be, well, pretty diverse and competitive.
Yeah, definitely something to watch. So, wrapping things up, what we've really touched on today is just how profound this period is. These advancements in AI, blockchain, robotics, their convergence is the key story.
Absolutely. It's not just incremental change, it's fundamentally reshaping industries, economies, and, well, how we live.
It feels like the ground is shifting beneath our feet, technologically speaking.
And understanding these shifts, I think, isn't just for tech specialists anymore. It's becoming crucial for, well, everyone navigating the near future, whether you're in business, education, or just trying to make sense of the world.
These aren't isolated trends. They're all connected, weaving this new reality.
A new technological tapestry, as you said.
Exactly. So as you, listening, reflect on all this, the rapid convergence, the impact on both the physical and digital realms, here's maybe a final thought to chew on.
Mhm.
How might your own day-to-day interactions think about simple things, getting groceries, managing your health appointments, interacting with services? How might those be fundamentally different in just a few years' time as these intelligent, connected, maybe even physically present AI systems become just part of the background noise of life?